jeopardized your whole situation with Sydney for this girl, and on top of that, you think she is more naturally beautiful, which translates to you think she is more beautiful than Sydney. Because
back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Sharon. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So today we are going to be reviewing Love Island USA episode 31. Let's get into it. So you already know what I'm about to say. Before we even get into the video and the commentary, I need you to subscribe to the channel. And I need you to give the video a thumbs up because, as I always say, it helps the content travel through the algorithm. So please do me that solid if you enjoy the channel and enjoy the content. Now, for real, let's get into it. So as I said in the last episode, Phoebe does not know how to, this is what it seems to me, she doesn't know how to just let a man naturally pursue her. At least in this situation, in the villa, she does not know how to let a man naturally pursue her. It's no reason why you should have to plot, scheme, and literally hide to get a man to show you some attention. I just don't understand it. So as we know, they basically get caught by Mackenzie because it's like, obviously y'all were doing something, because why would y'all be in the dressing room? So then she comes back in, and then she had a very like nervous, I just got caught energy. And then she came back in and she like, oh, I just want to tell you me and Chad kissed. And I think it's because Sydney was sitting there when she first started to talk about what she was about to do. So I think she felt nervous that Sydney may have told Mackenzie something. So that's why when she came back in, she was like, you know what, let me just tell her we did kiss. And it's just like, the way that she moves and operates, I just can't really get down with it. And especially because she likes to say that she's a girl's girl. And it's like, Pooh, you're not moving like a girl's girl. Like, this isn't girl's girl energy. Like, what are you doing? But I feel like another thing, this is just like what I'm taking from it. I feel like sometimes with her, and I feel like we saw a little bit of this with the situation with her and Isaiah, where like when she is going in for the kill on the man and he is not really reciprocating that, like, chase her, go after her energy, for one, because she don't never let up, but for two, I think she could sense that like the pull be stronger for somebody else, or you know, maybe the person is just not really giving her the attention that she wants. I feel like then she'll go to the girl that's in that couple or that's in that situation and try to get in her head to make her decide, you know what, I'm a just back up off the dude. So then she'll have him by default. Because I feel like that's what she did with Sydney. Coming to her being like, I just want to tell you everything. We were like koala bears, blah, blah, blah. Because I feel like she was trying to break Sydney down and really get in Sydney's head and make Sydney just feel like, you know what, forget this. So she'll have him by default. And I feel like that's kind of what she did with Mackenzie and Chad. Now, prior, like this, at this point, when she told Mackenzie that they kissed, they hadn't decided that they were just like friend zoned. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like she was trying to let Mackenzie know like, oh, look, we kissed, like we did some stuff. So then Mackenzie would be like, yo, I'm not really checking for that. Like, this is like the second time or whatever the case may be. And then Mackenzie would fall back and then she would kind of have Chad by default. That's what I feel. That's what I'm taking from it. And it's just corny. So the hideaway is open and everybody votes for Deb and Jesse to go in, and I didn't think about them initially. My first thought was like Naja and Jeff, and I think it's because Naja and Jeff just seem like they have more like sexual energy and chemistry and stuff. So my first thought literally was like Naja and Jeff. But when they start yelling Deb and Jesse, I'm like, oh yeah, they are like in a couple, and they have been in a couple, and they haven't been to the hideaway. So like, you know, I guess, but it was just kind of weird, their experience in the hideaway. They was playing slide and hand games and like doing a lot of joking. And I guess like because they have a hard time just like being affectionate towards each other, they have to laugh and joke their way into it. Like when they were playing a hand game and Deb was on top of him, and then they laughed and they kind of went into a kiss. It reminded me of like high school, or like when you like used to play with a boy or a girl, and then like you play yourself into a position where it's like, okay, now we could kiss. Like that's what it was given. And I'm just like, but y'all grown. Like what's going on here? It was just very weird. And it looked like they was like having sex. Deb looked like she was doing some riding or something when they was like under the covers and the lights was out. But when she came back, she didn't say anything about no sex. But I feel like it was like that with Sydney too. When Sydney came back, she didn't say anything about sex, but it was clear that they had sex because of the position that they was in. So I don't know. I feel like they was trying to say that they only went to second base, but maybe Deb is trying to save face because she always like saying like, I'm sorry, Mom. I hope my mom doesn't see this and stuff like that. But it looked like they had sex. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So there's a lot of pulling for chats in this episode. Phoebe pulls Joel for a chat and she says that basically she's not interested in him. And then Mackenzie and Chad have a chat and they basically decide that they're going to friend zone each other. And my thing is, I feel like with Phoebe, if she would have just been honest from the beginning, and didn't make it seem like to Joel that she was interested in him, because you get to kind of get a feel for somebody. But I feel like she always do this thing where she just trying to stay in the villa, so she just wants somebody to pick her so she can stick around. But I feel like had she made it clear, like, you know what, I'm not really interested in Joel for real. And I'm more so only interested in Chad, like how Mackenzie did. Then that, you know what I'm saying? That could have been established very early on. But I feel like she made Joel feel like she was so interested in him and stuff like that, and it's like you knew you were not. So in this episode 2, they get a text, it's challenge time, and it's basically like the whole they gotta fill in a blank thing with the tweets, and they find out what America is saying about them. And the only thing that really stood out from that challenge was the whole like Isaiah thing, the comment that he made. And I remember watching the episode and him saying, I can't remember verbatim what he said, but he said something about Phoebe's natural beauty. And I remember in my review, I was like, that was a little bit of shade. I felt like imagine your girl hearing you say this back, that you think that somebody is not, even by using the word natural, the implication is that Sydney is not, because you don't say that about Sydney, but you're saying about her the natural beauty comment. And it's just like, that would hurt. Like you, like I feel like men are not conscious enough of the stuff that they say and how it could come off, especially somebody watching it back, somebody who you basically, your head turned to her, you brought her back to the villa, jeopardized your whole situation with Sydney for this girl, and on top of that, you think she is more naturally beautiful, which translates to you think she is more beautiful than Sydney. Because if somebody is more naturally beautiful, then they are more beautiful in your eyes. Because nobody say like, oh yeah, but she looked so much better than her when she got on makeup, or she looks so much better than her now that she got the filler and this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I knew that was gonna be a problem. And I feel like this episode, that just really cut Sydney up. And I think also too, because on a deeper level, she probably does struggle with a lot of insecurities and all of that kind of stuff. So to hear your man's, or to hear that your man's said that he felt like somebody else was more naturally beautiful than you. And again, I don't remember exactly verbatim what he said, but it was along those lines. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just was like, dang. I feel like Sydney is taking a lot of like shots to her self-esteem, and I just hope that this doesn't break her. I also felt her when she was saying like, why are you getting upset and getting defensive? And when Naja and Mackenzie were explaining to Isaiah basically like how he reacted wrong, they were absolutely right. This girl is hurt by something you said, and you're more worried about how you feel than her, when it's affecting her more so. Like in that moment, he could have just been like, yo, I do not remember what I said, but I must have said something, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this situation is bringing you so much hurt. I apologize. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of getting upset like, oh boy, we was in a good spot, now this just set us back. It's like, because of you. So take some accountability and then comfort your girl. Throughout this episode, after the challenge, Sydney did a lot of crying, a lot of breaking down, a lot of people trying to comfort her and talk to her and stuff. And I just really wished that throughout all of those times that Phoebe was not present. I wish that Phoebe would have been like, you know what? I should probably exit the room, because probably me standing here is not conducive to the situation. So maybe I should exit the room. I wish that the times that they were talking about it and Sydney was venting about it, I just wish that Phoebe wasn't standing right there every single time. And then Jeff confirmed that he must have said something along those lines. And again, like I said, every time that Sydney was crying and talking about it, Phoebe was right there. And when Naja and Phoebe was telling her that they talked to Jeff and Jeff knew something about it, and she just kept saying, Jeff was my biggest cheerleader in Casa Amor and da-da-da. And it's like, we don't want to hear from you. Okay? Read the room. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want to hear what you have to say, and we actually would appreciate it if you would get away from us while we talking about this. Please. Like, I don't know if that's just me and just my thought process, but I just really wish that she was not present when they was talking about this stuff. But Isaiah is waiting for Sydney to come out, and then she finally comes out, and then they go for a chat, and then the episode goes off. But yeah, she was just saying, like, I don't know how we move forward from here. And it's like, I feel like she just probably feels so beaten down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then especially, like I said, for somebody who probably struggled with insecurities, and I don't know, maybe I'm putting that on her, but I feel like she may have struggled with some insecurities. And then to have like your person, after y'all get into such a deep connection, still go and bring somebody else back, like she was saying, like it just made her feel like she wasn't good enough. And then for this to come out probably only adds insult to injury, and it's only but so much that a person could take, especially when it comes to their self-esteem. Like, nobody wants to feel like, you know, like the person doesn't feel like they are everything, like, you know. So, and he was like trying to say like, oh yeah, I tell her she's beautiful 100 times a day, and it's like, but your actions, you know, it has gotten severely cloudy. So that's my cue. Okay, I'm gonna go. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are not subscribed, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.